not like I ain't never contemplated shaking my ass for somebody. It was just the fact that there was a picture of a celebrity that I admired in my hands with her sitting on the floor, butt naked, holding her coochie fritas open for all the people to see.
I don't hear nobody out there. Hold it down.
How you liking this book so far? I'm loving it. I'm telling you. Now, what? Wait, pause, back it up. Some of you Phillies people dug in my ass down there in the comments about me saying that Philly had a haze of despair over it. How the hell you gonna tell me what I see? Y'all like, no, it's Camden, New Jersey. I didn't go through Camden, New Jersey. I went through Philly. Okay. Tomatoes, it's my opinion. You know, don't charge it to my heart. It's just an opinion. Anyway, love bugs. If you have not already done so, please like, share, subscribe, and tip your favorite narrator at $NAROB on YouTube via Cash App. And if you are not already a part of this book club, please hit the Patreon link below and or the join button here on the YouTube, and for a small monthly fee of $5. You babies, yes, you can be privy to all the shenanigans before the YouTube gets it, if the YouTube gets it. Now, let's continue talking about Eve's Who's That Girl? I found myself dancing in the Bronx. I'd met this one girl out in Philly who brought the idea to my attention. She asked me, "Have you ever danced before?" I was like, "No." "But what's that like?" I didn't even need to wait for her response because all I saw were dollar signs in my head. It just sounded like easy money, so I started dancing in Philly. Well, for one night, until one of my homies found out. He was like, "Yo, I heard you dancing now." I'd already been spotted by somebody, so after that I was like, "Well, I guess I won't be dancing anymore in Philly." That's crazy. I knew I had to leave and go dance somewhere else if that was going to keep happening, which it totally would have. My mother didn't know this was going down at all. I somehow managed to keep this new double life of partial nudity tightly buttoned up. Hold up. Eve, girl, I don't know nothing about partial nudity, girl. I gotta look at you with the side eye on this, because I remember exactly the day my ex brung that picture of you sitting on the floor, your legs spread apart, and you holding your Pastanka open so Mother Hunchies can look inside of it. And girl, you ain't had no clothes on then. And I was just in shock and all, because then, like, it wasn't like the internet then. It was more so like the World Wide Web. And I'm trying to tell you, I don't know where my ex got that picture from, but when she brung it in the house, the same place that I said I don't know where my ex got that R. Kelly video from, but when she brung that picture in, I was like, oh my God, because this was Eve. You know what I'm saying? I knew she wasn't an innocent person because she is from Philly. It was almost like my heart was broken, because I was like, damn, she resorted to that. And later on, y'all, I was like, I should start dancing. But I ain't got no ass. This is before I bought my ass. I ain't buy my ass till, I want to say, about 2010. Yeah, my ass like 13 years old now, child. Woo, and it got so much bigger. Child, I feel sorry for them girls who wanted their asses blown all the way up. Because if you think them things is big now, baby, they about to be old ass ladies on canes and walkers trying to walk around with them big old BBLs. Them BBLs killing y'all. Woo. And the thighs don't match, my thighs match. Well. Because I told my doctor, don't make it natural, because I got a 9 to 5, goddamn, and I don't want to be walking in the court with no big old donkey ass. But it's not like I ain't never contemplated shaking my ass for somebody. It was just the fact that there was a picture of a celebrity that I admired in my hands with her sitting on the floor, butt naked, holding her coochie fritas open for all the people to see. Girl, I couldn't believe it. But let me proceed. My mother didn't know this was going down at all. I somehow managed to keep this new double life, partial nudity, tightly buttoned up. So that girl I met, my strip club Svengali, told me she was driving to the Golden Lady in the Bronx like once or twice a week with some other girls in a van. That sounds much shadier than it was, y'all. Ooh, pause. I'm about to go to the left. Please forgive me. So, y'all, when you get a chance, I want you ninjas to Google this thing called Black Hammer Cult. When I tell you I was so shaken by who was funding this shiz, what they were doing, and just the horrificness of it all. They were snatching up homeless men, throwing them into vans, taking them to a house out there in Fayetteville, right in the same community of Rick Ross, and throwing them in dog cages, baby. We live in a sick and twisted community. Ooh, y'all. Ooh, let me go to the left one more time. They keep talking about the Illuminati. I really believe that Diddy was in charge of the Illuminati, he was, but I really believe Diddy was in charge of the Illuminati. And now that I know more about this Black Hammer bullshit, I really believe that it's some rich mother hunchies somewhere else in some other country funding Diddy. You can't tell me that ninja is making that much money for him to have all the things he has. Elon Musk? Absolutely. Diddy? I don't know. Diddy is getting funded by somebody. And whoever those somebodies are paying him for them tapes. And I believe it's the Illuminati, and they not even over here in this country. I'll move forward. So that girl I met, my strip club Svengali, told me she was driving to the Golden Lady in the Bronx like once or twice a week with some other girls in a van. That sounds much shadier than it was. I still didn't really want to do it though. I knew that I needed some quick money, so that was the most alluring part about it. And I honestly didn't mind walking around naked and dancing by myself. But everything else just felt so annoying. I was the laziest stripper. I just didn't want to do stuff. I didn't want to touch anybody, and I damn sure didn't want them to touch me. After I started getting positive feedback from my failed lap dances turned topless ciphers, girl, I started hiding from the club owner. I didn't want to get on the pole. I was required to dance at the Golden Lady. Damn, I didn't know that. Y'all, whenever I used to go down there to the penthouse on Georgia Avenue next to like this curry out right next door to the curry out, I think up north y'all call them bodegas. I don't know what the hell y'all call them, but it's a place where you can get like little snacks and they'll cook a steak and cheese sandwich up for you real good. I don't know, but we call them curry outs. Man, I I used to be in a penthouse, like, oh, okay, such get on stage. Okay, such getting on stage. I really thought they wanted to get on stage because that would give them their special attention and they could get their money. I didn't know that it was required for them to shake their ass on stage. I mean, because to me, that's when they did their best work, on stage. I didn't know it was a requirement, but then again, who the heck? Well, Eve, like, she's not there to shake her ass. She there to, do reps. I didn't want to do that, so I would trade off my times with the other dancers. I needed as much individual time with the customers as possible to rap for them. My manager hated me. I hated him too. But I didn't hate the money. I don't know how much money I really made while dancing, but judging by the thickness of the stack of bills every night, it was a lot to me. I don't know about that, because some of you ladies, the best of the ladies that I didn't talk to, was like, sometimes they go home with $36. Could you imagine? Shaking and swashing around, opening your legs, closing them, swinging on poles, and all you get is $37 or $8, $9, $10. All that fucking physical work you put in, girl. And then suppose they got a special guest that night. Like back home we had, in this era, Tony Tokyo, because she was a dancer too, I told you. Tony Tokyo would get up there. I don't know if she used the name Tony Tokyo, but Tony Tokyo would dance. This girl Uzi, Goldie, Boomerang. When you had girls that got the money or get to the money, I'd be like, damn, this bitch here. Fuck, I ain't gonna make nothing tonight. I really liked having money to buy myself things. Just trivial shit that to a teenager felt like essentials. I felt like I was too damn old to be broke. I grew up in an environment where money was an issue, where tokens for the bus had to be saved up for, and jackets and shoes required a whole conversation before I could purchase either, and rarely both at once. I didn't want to live like that as I approached adulthood. I wanted more at warp speed. And when the money arrived, I've got to admit it was pretty exciting. The urgency to leave my house wasn't as overpowering as it could have been, mainly because I didn't actually have to leave. She's saying, oh, and I'm that girl too. My mama didn't push me out. One, because my mama needed a babysitter for my little sister. Okay. And two, my mother wanted to keep me close to make sure that I was doing the right thing. Eve's parents were the same way. Keep in mind, she's dancing with girls that are on their own, with kids, have their own places, cars. They doing their thing independently. And Eve go home every day and lay in her bed in her mammy's house. The urgency to leave my home wasn't as overpowering as it could have been, mainly because I didn't actually have to leave. The fun lasted for about a month and a half until depression set in. I started to feel stuck, like I was headed down a road to effing up my life. I knew I didn't fit in from the first day I put them heels on, and eventually the joke of it wore off. My conscience seeing other women struggling to make ends meet was one thing, and being separated from my purpose was another. Even the customers knew I didn't belong there. Nobody wants to watch the sad stripper dance. A few regulars told me I should leave once they heard me rap. They were in a local crew in New York City called the Ruff Ryders, and a bunch of them rode around the city on motorcycles. Some of them even made music. You really need to get the F up out of here, they tell me. I didn't know how. I also didn't know that a few years later, they'd be the same guys who'd have my back while I was on the road touring. In that moment, they were just the precious few who kept reminding me of the bigger picture. Then one night, it all came together. Musically, I was so focused on my own shiz. But when it came to who was taking over the rap game, I lived under a rock. So when Mace came into the club, that meant nothing to me, even though everyone else was so excited. He was the new bad boy after all. I still didn't know what that meant. I mean, I knew who Puff Daddy was, but his new artist he just signed? Nope. One of the other girls came up to me and said, "You need to go dance for Mace. You're around his age." Ugh, fine. I walked up to him and said, "Hey, do you want to dance?" Make sure that you tune in tomorrow at 6 a.m. sharp for part 5.
Hollywood is world. Hollywood is world. Lovely one.